That's my mother's maiden name. My first name is Vaden, V-A-D-E-N, which is my father's mother's maiden name. It's a tradition in the part of the South I grew up in, and that's it's absolutely the worst tradition I can think of. I mean, I moved over 20 times as a kid growing up, and imagine going to new schools. Your name's Vaden Burns Hargis, and you have red hair. I mean, it just couldn't have been worse. We moved to Oklahoma from Shreveport my second semester of my sophomore year of high school. I was going to the University of Texas. Everybody in my family went to Texas. My dad, my mom, my grandfather, my great-grandfather. I'd sit out in the alley with my dad in cars and listen to UT football games because you couldn't get them in the house. So it took all my nerve to go to my father and sit down and say, "Dad, I really have something I need to talk to you about." And he said, "Yeah, what is it?" I said, "Well, it's about college." And I said, I really don't want to go to Austin. I mean, I love UT, and I've got scrapbooks, but I just don't want to start over again. I don't want to do it. He said, "Well, where do you want to go to school?" And I said, "I want to go to Oklahoma State University." And he said, "Well, thank God I didn't know you." As a true UT person would say. But I ended up marrying a UT girl, so I got back in the will. Because of all the moves, I really was never a part of, school activities to speak of, and, student council and all that stuff, because I was just never anywhere long enough, and I'm not even sure I was that interested in that. When I got up here, I pledged a fraternity. The fraternity decided that I was going to run for a freshman class officer. I think it was vice president or something. So I was called up to the president's office. We called it the commander in that fraternity. And there were all these old guys in there. They were probably 20, an average age of 20, 21. They said, you're going to do this. And I said, well, no, I don't want to do that. But I'll help. I mean, if you just, whoever it is, I'll get out there and I'll put up yards, I'll do everything. But I'm not interested in doing that. And they said, well, you're acting like you have a choice. And I said, well, I do, don't I? And they said, I guess you do. You can either do it or leave. And I said, well, I don't even know where to go. And they said, well, I guess you don't have a choice. And so I ran and I won. I'd never done anything like that in my life. And that was the beginning of me realizing I really love being in the mix. And it just kind of all went from there. Oh, it means so many positive things. It's just perfect. But it refers to the brightest students with the brightest ideas and the brightest future, and it's America's brightest orange. I suppose I was very concerned about whether I was the right person for the job, not having an academic background. I also have, I guess, enough confidence, perhaps even false confidence, to think that I can do some things. And I like new ventures. I think this is about my sixth career. So I enjoy going into something totally different. And this was darn sure that. But no, this is a much better job than governor. Kiddingly say being around 25,000 20-year-olds it's a second childhood. It's wonderful. The energy they give off, and their excitement and their enthusiasm for life and the future, and it's such a blessing to be in this situation. I just love the kind of people that are in Leadership Oklahoma. They want to make things better. And to me, that's the fundamental underpinning of anything. It's just making it better. And I just like being around people like that, and I'm really honored that people like that think that much of me.